Hey guys, in today's video we'll be diving into Deathrattle and combo comps and how they play differently than how I generally think about the core APM comps. This one will be featuring the powerful synergy added this season between dragons and pirates. This comp ended up having an amazing buff in the most recent patch, with adding Salty Looter as a potential mid-game minion. And with this combo, it will be end up getting tons of stats while you're looking for the key combo pieces. So I guess let's start by looking at some of the key choices I made in this game. First, hero selection. Honestly, none of the heroes offered were that standout in the lobby. However, because I took Omu, with his hero power, you really are rewarded for aggressively leveling. On turn 1, you'd really like to freeze a 2-cost spell, or if you find a boss guard because it was a pirate lobby, you can get another minion on turn 2 when you level. Unfortunately, we didn't find anything turn 1, but we were bailed out by a 2-cost spell on 2. From there, our goal is to really just get to Tavern Tier 4 as early as possible. Getting the cheaper level ups out of the way gives you more influx of gold earlier and allows you to purchase 4-cost Tier 4 minions earlier than the rest of the lobby and let you start stabilizing earlier than everyone else. Tier 1 and 2 minion pairs should be valued a lot less than really any other hero. For trinket selection, we had the following. 1, trip vouchers. I really didn't want to take it because we were already on 4 and behind on the board. I didn't really think I was in a winning position. Where trip vouchers is the strongest is when you already have that strong board. Book of Medivh honestly was a reasonable choice. However, really, I just didn't feel like I had the best ability to tempo out of spells, especially because I had a mixed tribe board. Spells weren't really as great about getting direction. For a similar reason, Replica Cathedral wasn't taken just because the spell in the shop wasn't the best for getting tempo on turn 6. And that's why I ended up with Reflective Pendant. And honestly, how it was pretty close to the Book of Medivh and Replica Cathedral, but what really made it stand out was I already had 2 pairs, and because we were leveling fast, you have a better chance of copying better minions. So with the Reflective Pendant, I ended up being able to triple on turn 6 and 7, and this ended up getting a early Salty Looter and an early Tor Group. You'll know from some of my previous videos how much I love Tor Group as a minion. It gives so much flexibility and encourages you to just buy higher tier minions, which is already a good decision because those are really the enablers for other comps, and also gave us the start to a Pirate Dragon combo core on turn 8 when we found Poet and already had that Salty Looter. The core that we formed ended up being Poet, Amalgam, Flagbearer, and Salty Looter. This is a little bit different than the normal minions that you normally see as part of this comp. Normally, the endgame parts of this comp is something like Cruise Controller, Flagbearer, Poet, and then the Amalgams. However, what I ended up recognizing was Salty Looter could fill in the place for the Cruise Controller in the mid-game. Generally, the Cruise Controller is giving all your summons 5 attack. Salty Looter, in a way, is giving yourself 1 attack. So obviously it's less scaling, but it is some scaling and gives me at least some ability to start looking for the other key combo pieces. The other part to this is I really wanted to be playing a combo comp because that really synergistically worked with the lesser trinket choice of Reflective Pendant. Reflective Pendant gives you a lot more opportunities for playing combo pieces and potentially finding pairs and triples of them a lot quicker. This comp ends up running a lot of pairs and triples, and finding more of them obviously just makes you scale better. A Golden Poet will make you double your scaling. A Golden Titus will make you double your scaling. 2 Flagbearers, you really don't want a triple Flagbearer. And that's why I think if you have the choice, you only play 1 Flagbearer versus 2, just because you didn't want to triple it. But having 2 Flagbearers doubles your scaling. Golden Titus, essentially doubles your scaling. Getting a Golden Salty Looter makes it so instead of 1 stat, I'm getting 2 stat every time, which, helped in the mid game. So, anyways, that's kind of how I played into my lesser trinket after I already had a core. I think what's really important is normally my mindset is the lesser trinkets are often a bait. However, doing something like this where I found the cards that allowed me to play into it is completely fine. What you don't want to do is play something like this, and if you didn't have Poet, try to keep forcing a comp with the lesser trinket that you don't already have the core parts to it. So anyways, the next big decision ended up being Greater Trinket. And I guess what's the important thing to note at this point is I was already committed to the Deathrattle Pirate comp because I had that core of Poet, Amalgam, Flagbearer, and Salty Looter. So the choices that we had were chess set. Honestly, it's not terrible because it could copy something like the Tor group in the mid game, which would give me more scaling, and then it would also be able to copy cruise controller in the late game. However, I think something that stands out in combo comp specifically is you generally can get a lot of the similar value running 7 minions as 6. If you copy a cruise controller as an example, is it that much better than if you just played another Sky Pirate Flag Bearer? Not really. So that's kind of why I figured it was a reasonable choice, but not the biggest value as normal chess set if you're doing some type of APM comp. The next choice, Kodo Pouch, was honestly just bad because we weren't playing APM pirates, and it probably gave it to us as a pirate trinket because pirates have the APM option. The other choice was Precious Peril. This was a transition trinket. It had the discounted cost. Honestly, I still haven't figured out why this is even a trinket. It's, I guess, decent tempo, but it's really bad unless you're really desperate. And then finally, when I ended up taking Bob's Tip Jar, it was okay for us because we didn't already have any type of economy in this build. It would at least give us a couple extra rolls or the potential to get a couple key spells on every turn. So from there into the end game, we find eventually a cruise controller, and once we find cruise controller, that allows me to sell out of the salty looter. Like I said, they kind of filled a similar role where the idea behind it is you just wanted to get stats. And this is very important to think about in the other Deathrattle combo comp, something like Beast. If you don't want to sell out a scaling for a summoner type unit, you kind of want to make sure you have a balance of the two. Really, you have to think about every effect as multiplicative, and going from 2 times 2 to 1 times 3 is less scaling. And I don't know if that kind of makes sense. Let me know if I need to expand that more of when I say 2 times 2 versus 1 times 3, what I'm actually talking about. But having multiple effects that do multiple things is very important to these types of comps. Where this is also just crazy is because I started scaling the tour group so early, I ended up having a ton of summons once I got Titus, and that ended up giving me almost what I think might be the longest combat I've ever had, which ended up being a 2.5 minute turn, or 2.5 minute combat, which is just absolutely crazy and shows how powerful this comp can be once you get all the pieces all in line. I think the big thing to kind of understand with these is, unlike most of the APM comps, these Deathrattle comps, they're very hard to tech against, and as a result, you don't really end up running tech units yourselves in these comps. Instead, they have a true 7-unit core. Every turn, though, your goal is to get closer to that optimal core. For the Pirate Deathrattle comp, that 7-minion core is 2 Amalgams, Poet, Cruise Controller, Flag Bearer, Titus, and then either another Titus, or if you're still looking for one, a second Flag Bearer. Really, though, that's kind of the biggest thing I can kind of give as a recommendation, is generally with APM comps, we talk about it as a 4-minion core. With Deathrattle and combo comps, and this kind of transitions over to the Beast and Undead comps as well, is they, in their the combo themselves, they have the ability to anti-tech against your opponents, and you don't need to play tech units yourselves unless you're going in a mirror matchup kind of thing, and even those, it's very hard to actually tech against these comps. So, anyways, hopefully this gives you a little bit of help just for how to play these Deathrattle combo comps. It's been one of the weird things that I think they added maybe a season or two ago, and I think the Razorgore, or not Razorgore, the Goldrun comp has really been the first one of those, and it's been really interesting seeing that kind of transition over to undeads and pirates, of having these similar just in combat scaling buffs and not playing the same as the other just ooga booga stats kind of gameplay. So good luck on your guys' climbs. See you out there. Bye.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, I'm losing shit. A stupid myth, you choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions, each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get off the